we'll start standing with our weights, or not, if you don't want to use them. Okay, just standing with our feet comfortably under our hips, lifting tall through the spine. And notice if you are holding weights, just notice how they weight our arms and shoulders, right? And just kind of feel the shoulder blades kind of slide down as your arms are heavy, lifting the heart, letting the tailbone drop. So we'll start with a little bit of lifting and lowering of our heels with your palms facing your body. So feel free to bring your arms as high as you want. As we inhale, we'll lift our heels up. And we'll exhale back down. So this is our chance to sort of come into our body and start to breathe more deeply, more fully. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Good. Inhale up and exhale down. And then facing your palms to forward. Same thing. Lifting the heels as we lift up. Exhale back down. Changing our rotation of our shoulder a little bit here. Inhale up and exhale down. And then point your palms away from you. So we really externally rotate our shoulder and lift up and lower down. A couple more. So one more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Good. And then we'll lift our right knee and stretch our left arm overhead and bring them back. And then lift our left knee, stretch our right arm overhead. So opposite arm and leg. And just kind of stretching that arm up as you lift the opposite knee. Breathe. Exhale as you reach and lift. Trying to get my left knee up. Too high. Good. Good. And then bringing both feet down. We're going to take our arms out from our shoulders and widen our stance into a little bit of a turnout. So you turn the heels in slightly and just bend your knees a little bit. Right? And we're just going to lift our arms up and bring them back down. And lift them up, looking up and exhaling down. Good. And then you're going to bend your elbows, lift your left heel, stretch your right arm up. And then lift your right heel as you stretch your left arm up. So just lifting that heel, opposite arm, foot. Good. And then let's do both heels. Lift both heels as you reach both arms up and lower down. Reach and lower. Lift up onto the toes. Good. And then we'll stay here and we'll bring our arms toward each other. Feel our back get a little stretch. And then open and press your arms into an invisible wall behind you. So you're kind of squeeze the shoulder blades. So arms together, arms open and press back. Bring our arms together and open and press back. Stay here. You're just going to look up and just reach your arms straight up toward the ceiling. So it's a little tiny bit of a back bend. And then bend the elbows and come back to upright. And then we're going to twist. So inhale, exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, center. Twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Good. And then we'll come back to where we started. We're going to let our left leg straighten. Reach that left arm overhead. It's not opposite this time. And then bring it back. So a little side stretch, straightening the right leg, reaching the right arm, stretch. And bring it back. And then we're reaching again, that left arm As you straighten your left leg, stretch to the side. One more. Right arm to the left side, reach. Good, and bring it back. Let your arms relax down. Let your legs straighten, feet come together. Hula hoop the hips around. Nice big circles. Kind of letting all of our joints move. And then the other direction. And letting everything loosen up here. Might get some cracking. A little cracking of the bones and the joints. Okay, and then we're going to come to the end of our mat. Wherever you want to be. And then we're going to roll down. So inhale, exhale, letting the weights, if you're holding them, to bring you down to the mat. So we're just going to let our arms come down, relax. Good. Let everything relax and just let the knees bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend. And we're going to straighten and roll up. So feeling the weights, pulling your arms as you stack your spine back up. Helping that stretch. And then roll down again. Now exhale, roll down. And then bend one knee and then the other. It's a little, one bends, the other doesn't, right? Side to side. And feeling our hips kind of shifting up and down as we do that little walk. And then you might want to put your weights to the side of your mat. We'll walk our hands away from our feet into a pike. Spread the fingers wide. Lifting our tailbone here and just stretching the heels down. However it feels good to you. Just let your body move around or breathe, release the head and neck. You might shift your body weight forward and back. And then we're going to just lower our knees down to the mat here. Come around to sitting. And if you are using weights, you can grab them. And we'll sit with our knees bent and just taking a nice deep breath, reaching arms forward as we lift tall. And then on our exhale, we're going to slowly round back. So curl the tailbone under, round back to you feel your rib cage come to the mat, and then walk your feet in. So we're still lifted. Great. And then lift your arms up to the ceiling, reaching up. Let them float out and down from your shoulders to the floor and lie your head all the way down. Relax. Good. So make sure heels are lined up with our sits bones. Inhaling. As we exhale, we curl the tailbone up, peel our spine up off the mat into a bridge. On our inhale, we're just going to lift our arms back up to the ceiling here. Let shoulders relax. And then melt the spine down on your exhale. And then on our inhale, arms will float back out and down from our shoulders. And we'll exhale, peel off the mat. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, one bone at a time. All the way down. Good. Again, inhaling the arms out and down to the floor. Exhale, peel off the mat. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, melt the spine all the way down. Good. And then float your arms out and down from your shoulders. Leave them there. And just let your knees sway over to one side and relax. And then lift the knees up, let them sway the other way. bring them back up. All right, so we're going to bring our arms, stretch them over our head. Just kind of do a big reach. Reach your arms away from your body, right? Big stretch. Then we're going to sweep the arms down along the ground. We're going to curl up and reach, lifting the arms a little bit off the mat so we're parallel to the floor. And then lift the arms up by the ears. Lie back down. Open your arms out from your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the arms down. Curl up and reach past your legs. And we're going to stay up. Take your right hand over to your left or your weight. Just tap that weight. And then bring it back. Then bring your left hand over to your right. Tap that weight. And bring it back. And then right over to the left, little tap, and bring it back. And left over to the right, reaching, and bring it back. And lie back down, head and shoulders, relax onto the mat. And we're going to take an inhale. As you exhale, draw your low back into the mat. Float your right leg up. Float your left leg up into bent knee, tabletop position, and then bring the arms up to the ceiling. So we're going to keep our back pressing into the mat. So just gently kind of pull your spine into the mat. Don't move your legs yet. So we're going to, if you've got weights, you have to be more careful about this, but you're going to slide your left shoulder down your back as you reach your left arm back a little bit. So feel that opposite arm to shoulder blade movement, and then slide your right shoulder blade down as you reach your right arm. So feel the rib cage and the arms sort of moving away from each other. So once you get that connection, you know how far you're going to reach back. If you're holding weights, it's not going to be as far. We'll add the opposite leg. So you're going to stretch your right leg out as you reach your left arm back. And bring everything to center, pressing back into the mat. Stretch your left leg out as you reach your right arm back. And inhale back. So breathe however you want. You might like to exhale as you reach. Just find the breathing that works best for you, but make sure you're breathing with the movement. And then reaching opposite arm and leg, right? For connection. Legs are at an angle. Whatever that angle is for you, pressing your back into the mat, reach and return, reach and return. Now, when you're even on both sides, you're going to bring both legs out as you open your arms out and down from your shoulders this time. So you're going to stretch both legs out, open out from your shoulders, bend as you bring your arms to the ceiling. So open out and down as you extend both legs and bring it back. One more. Reach through those legs, arms out from your shoulders and return. And then just hug your knees for a moment. Take a little rest and relax your body. Rock around. And then we're going to come into frog position. So frog means our heels are touching, our knees are pointed out, our toes are pointed out, and the arms will be out from our shoulders. So we're going to pull our heels in towards us as much as we can as we inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to extend the legs out and lift the arms up. So pressing back into the mat. So a little hip opening here. So bringing the heels in as you open the arms out. Exhale as you lift the arms and squeeze your legs together, reaching through your heels. Inhale, open, pull it in. Exhale, stretch out. Good. Inhale, open as you pull heels in. Exhale, stretch out. And then we're going to add something to that. So we're going to open, we're going to lift the arms, stretch the legs out. We're going to open the legs apart Bring them back together. Open the arms out as we pull the heels in. Okay, stretch out. You lift the arms, open apart, legs together, heels in. Breathe. Open legs. Don't open the arms, just the legs. Bend the knees as you bring your arms out. And again, stretch it out. Open the legs. Bring them back. Arms float down. One more. Open apart. Back together. Arms out as you bring your heels in. Now we're going to stay here with our arms on the ground. Keep your legs in this frog position. Heels kind of squeeze together. And just take your legs over to one side. And lift them back up. And then take them over to the other side. So our shoulders are anchored as we do this little side to side twist. Inhale to the side. Exhale, lift. Inhale to the side. Exhale, lift. Getting a little more twist as we go, maybe. Right? But just whatever amount of twist happens for you. And then when you come back to the top, just bring your legs, let your legs relax. Bring your hands on top of your knees. Rock your body. Maybe move your legs around. And then if you have weights, you're going to press them into the top of your knees there, or your hands. So we're going to inhale, exhale, press hands into legs, legs into hands. Inhale, relax. So you feel your tailbone lifting as you exhale and press. And then inhale, relax everything. Exhale, press. Relax. Exhale, press. A little isometric kind of exercise, right? Press. Good. And then go ahead and relax your body. Bring your feet on the mat. And we're going to be with our feet in line with our sits bones, arms up. Just going to lift your hips off the mat, however high you want to lift them. They might lower after a while, and that's okay. So we're going to lift our right leg up and put that foot back down. We're going to lift our left leg up and put that foot back down. Again, one leg, little march. Now lower, up and lower, alternating and lower, and breathe. Now when you get back to whatever leg you're on, that knee is up, go ahead and straighten the leg to the ceiling and see if you can just lower it down till it's about even with your other leg and lift it back up and lower it down. And lift it back up. One more time. Lower down and lift it up. Bend the knee. Put your foot on the mat. Relax your hips down for a moment. And then taking an exhale to press those hips up again. Other leg lifts up and extend to the ceiling. Good. And you're going to lower that leg down. And lift it back. Good. And the hips are holding as still as they can, however high off the mat they are. It doesn't matter. Lower down and lift it back up. And then bending a knee, putting that foot down and melting our spine all the way down. Good. And let's let go of our weights for a moment, put them down, stretch your right knee in towards you, maybe holding onto your shin, stretch your left leg long, and just curl up to that knee. So we stretch our back and pulling our knee in towards our shoulder a little bit. Relax the head down and slide the left leg in. Stretch your right leg out. Good. Pull it in and curl up. So stretching our legs away from each other. Good. and relax head and shoulders down. And then we're going to slide our right leg in again, stretch your left leg out, then straighten your right leg to the ceiling. And then holding on wherever you can, curl up and just pull your leg towards you to give it a stretch. Maybe you can hold on to the calf. Maybe you can hold on to the foot, the thigh, wherever you can. Just give it a stretch. And lay your head down on the mat. You can move your foot if you want while you're stretching your leg. Feel free to let your foot circle around or whatever feels good to you. And then we're going to let our leg extend to the ceiling, and you can find your weights if you want to use them. Arms out from our shoulders. So you might pick them back up and they can kind of weight your arms down. And we're going to open our leg out to the right. So open that hip out by letting your leg open as far as it'll go. Try to keep the left hip down and then lift it up. Take it across the body, keeping our shoulders on the ground, leg as straight as it can go, and then lift it up. And again, open out to the right. Exhale it back to the top. Take it over to the left, across the body. Exhale it up. Inhale, open. Exhale, lift. And then we'll do a few circles. So we'll take that leg across the body, sweep it down to the other leg, around, and lift it back to the top. So feel free to bend your knee as much as you need to. Take it across, down, around, exhaling back to the top. Good. Nice big slow circles. Relaxing the shoulders. And then when we get to the top, we'll reverse our circle, right? So take it out, down, across, and lift. Trying to anchor that left leg into the mat. Kind of stretching it down the mat so we stabilize. Feeling your hips move. And then when we come to the top of this circle, go ahead and hug your knee in, give it a little stretch. And then we're going to switch by sliding our left leg in, stretching our right leg out. You might let go of your weights if you haven't. And then stretch it to the ceiling. So give this leg a stretch. Curl up, pulling wherever you can hold on. And you can move your foot as well while you're stretching your leg, whatever feels good to you. So yeah, we just want to give this leg a good stretch and really stretch that right leg on the ground as much as possible. Hard for me to get my leg all the way on the ground. That's an effort. Yeah. And you can bend and straighten the knee, just whatever feels good. And then we'll bring our arms out from our shoulders again. If you want to have weights there to kind of anchor your arms, we're going to open this leg out to the side. Try to keep that right hip down. And then exhale it up. And take it across the body, right? Keep it straight as you can. You get a nice stretch through that hip and outer leg. Exhale it up. Inhale it open to the side. Exhale, lift. Inhale across the body. Exhale, lift. And again, open out to the side one more time. And lift and take it across. We're going to go into a circle. So taking that leg down, around, and back to the top. Feel free to bend your knee, right? Take it across. So we're twisting around and back. And breathe. So we're going to do, I've been doing 4 circles one direction and 4 the other. So if you're counting for yourself, you can just reverse your circle when you need to. Nice big circles. Let our hips move. Right? Feeling that hip roll around. And then when you finish your circles, just go ahead and hug your knee, stretch it in. And then stretch both arms and both legs out, reaching arms overhead, flexing our feet. We're just going to do a little reach and through one side and then the other, a little side to side reach. So stretch, stretch, feeling our shoulders and our hips kind of shifting up and down on the mat. And then relax everything. Open the feet a little bit wider apart. Open the arms out so you feel like a big X. And then take one arm over to the other without moving the legs. We're just going to stretch toward that hand. Really reach as far as you can. And then coming back onto our back, arm opens out. Take it to the other side. Reach as far as you can, pulling yourself onto your side almost. And then bring it back on yourself onto your back. Bring the feet onto the mat, bending your knees. And you're going to sweep your arms down, curl up, and then straightening the legs. We're going to roll up. Sitting. And here I'm going to switch to I have 2 different weights, ones that roll and ones that don't roll. Okay, so we're going to start sitting with our legs straight out in front of us. And you can put weights on either side of your legs if you have them. Otherwise, your hands can be on the mat. And just roll the weights toward your feet. And roll back in to stack back up. Right, so just do that a couple more times. Stretching toward the feet. And stacking back up. And again, roll toward the feet. And stack back up. Then we'll open our legs into a straddle, however wide you're comfortable. Put the weights, if you've got them, inside of your legs. And we'll do that same thing. So you can just roll the weights away. And go. And breathe, roll it away. Yep. Yeah, just 3 times. Stretching as far as we can. Back our spine up. Right, and then we'll bring our legs back together and holding our weights. If you've got them, you're going to lift your spine tall, right? And then see how straight you can get your legs. So they can be as bent as they need to be, as long as our spine is nice and tall. And we're going to bring our arms into goalposts. You can see me, but goalpost arms. You're going to feel like your back is up against a wall, your arms are up against a wall, and you're just going to stretch straight up and back down. So we really kind of lengthening our spine as we stretch our arms up and then bring them back down. Right? Engaging all of our back muscles, like a bench press, right? That kind of an idea. And press up and back down. One more, up and slide the arms down. The trick is to keep your arms feeling like they're up against the wall. They want to come forward, right? And then from here, we're going to bring our keep our arms in goalpost, and you're just going to do a little hinge back. So just a little bit of a hinge, not too much. And now stretch your arms straight up. And then bend the elbows and lift up. One more time, little hinge back and stretch arms straight up and bend elbows and lift back up. And then bring your arms in front, relax them for a moment. Just going to bring our arms straight out in front of us, fists together or weights together. Pull into your chest, right? So just bring them right into the sternum. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. And center. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. And center. Again, little twist. It's not very big. And center. And twist. And center. And relax your arms. And then put your, bend your knees a little bit, put your weights on the mat. If you're using them, you can have rolling weights next to you with your hands on top. You're going to inhale. As you exhale, just curl the tailbone under, rounding back, pulling the weights with you just until you feel your ribs on the mat. And then stop and inhale. Exhale, roll the weights back as you back up. Right, so just kind of using our weights to give us that rolling feeling in our spine. Right, exhaling back. You can let your knees bend and straighten as they want to. Rolling back up. And breathe. Shoulders relaxed. Good. And just going back to the rib cage or the shoulder blades. And back up. Using our breath to roll ourselves down and up. So really using our exhale. One more. And then when you come up to sitting, you can end there. We're going to be coming onto our side next. So have your weights, like I said, if you want to use them, you're going to have one with you. And we're going to start by letting our knees be in a comfortable bend. We're going to lie down on our side. So you're going to let your, make sure your torso is in a straight line and your knees are comfortably bent. Again, if you want to use a weight, you can. So we're going to just take that top leg. You don't pick up your weight yet, but take your top leg a little bit off your bottom leg, and you're just going to pull it back as far as you can. Reach around and grab your ankle or your shin and give it a little stretch. Yeah, a little stretch in the front of the thigh. You can always bring your bottom leg a little forward to help you counterbalance yourself. Doesn't have to be in the same place. Good. And then we're going to release that leg and we're going to circle it. So you're going to bring that leg forward, up, back, and around. So a nice big circle with your bent leg. Breathe, feeling our hips getting a little mobility here. And then we're going to reverse our circle. So take it back, up, forward, and lift. Good. And then we're going to bring our leg. Next time we bring our leg behind us, you have a weight, you want to hold on to it. You're going to straighten your leg behind you and then reach your arm forward at a diagonal. So we're pivoting on our hip, kind of chest is pointing down a little bit, and just reaching your arm away from your leg. And you're just going to touch down and lift that leg. right? Just kind of float it up and down. Making sure the hips stay stacked. Exhale, lift. Now we're going to go into a little half moon sort of thing. So you're going to slowly lift your arm and your leg up to the ceiling, and then your arm's going to go back. Your leg's going to go forward. So follow that arm back. And then you're going to slowly lift up, and your leg's going to go back, and your arm's going to reach forward. Right? So we're pivoting on our hip, lifting up. Don't move too quickly. And then bring the arm back as the leg goes forward. Lifting up, leg goes back, arm goes forward. And breathe. So we're doing this little twist with our body. Good. And breathe. Keep switching. Arm and leg. One more to the back. And next time you reach forward and your leg reaches back, take a little extra stretch there as you reach. Yeah. And then bring your hand down to the ground, let your legs relax together. And we're going to press up to our elbow. And here, if you want to have a weight, you can, or just put it down. We're going to press elbow into the ground, press ribs into the ground, lift the arm, lift the hips up. And then we're going to stay here as we inhale. As we exhale, we're going to round, reach through like you're hugging a ball. Inhale, lift. Exhale, rounding our shoulder. Bringing that hand under our armpit. Inhale, lift. One more, round through. Good. Inhale, lift. Lowering the hips, lowering the arm. Come up. And if you can, just fold your legs next to you. Take a little side stretch here. And then we'll explore a little hip stretch with that side. So crossing your leg over. However you like to do that. You might want to stack your legs and just kind of fold forward, or a figure four stretch. Yeah, it feels good to you. Just get a little stretch on that hip. All right, and then we'll come around to the other side. So having your leg on the arm with our knees bent comfortably, make sure your torso's in a straight line. And then lift the top leg. You're going to reach that leg back, grab hold of your ankle or wherever you can hold on to, kind of pull the knee back, stretch in front of our thigh. And then we'll release, and we're going to circle the leg. Doesn't really matter which direction you go in first, because we'll go both ways. Just circle that leg around. Nice big circle. Moving our hips, getting our hip joint a little lubrication. Breathe. And then we'll reverse the circle. And And the next time our leg goes back, we're going to pull it back and straighten it. Make sure you don't pull your hip back. You want to use a weight. You're going to reach that weight forward or just reach your arm and just touch your toe down and lift. So you're sort of rotating your chest to point down a little bit. And you're just going to move that leg up and down. Just float it up and down. Breathe. And then we're going to move slowly by lifting our arm, lifting our leg up to the ceiling. Leg goes forward, arm goes back. Feel free to bend your elbow if you need to. And then lifting up to switch. Arm forward, leg back, and lifting up to the ceiling and switching. Good. Moving slowly and pivoting on the hip, right? So the hip's not going off center or off. The hip's not moving in that on that plane. It's just, we're just rotating in the hip socket. Good. One more time to the back, arm back. And then the next time we bring our arm forward, leg back, just do a little extra stretch, reach. And then let your arm come down, your hand come down in front, your legs relax together, and we'll come up onto our elbow. Again, with or without your weight, you're going to make sure your elbow's under the shoulder, press into the ground, lift the rib cage, lift the arm, lift the hips. Good. Inhale here, exhale, rounding and reaching through. And if it's too hard to keep your hips up, you can do this with your hips on the ground, right? You don't have to have your hips off the ground. But we want to feel our rib cage rotate around our spine, right? So rounding through. And then we'll lift up on this one, lower the hips, lower the arm, come up. And do it a little side stretch, wherever your legs need to be for that. And then we'll do a little hip stretch, so crossing that leg over. Again, if you like to stack your legs and fold forward or do a figure 4 type of stretch. Whatever feels good to you. And then when we'll come out of that and we'll come onto our all fours, feel free to have any padding that you might need under your knees, or I have carpet, so I'm always good, but and if you want to use a weight, grab hold of your, or have them handy. Actually, don't use them yet. So we're going to just spread our fingers wide and do a little movement of our spine. So as we exhale, we're going to curl the tailbone under, press our hips back towards our heels, and then lifting back up. We're going to come into an extension. So coming all the way forward, straightening the legs like a little up dog extension, and then back, round the spine, press back to the heels, and lift up all the way into extension. Lift the heart and back and round. Press back. Good. Breathe into extension. And then go ahead and press back to your heels. This time, when you round back to your heels, stay there for a little moment. And then come up onto your all fours. If you want to use a weight, go ahead and have your weight in your left hand. And we're going to extend our right leg back. We're going to extend our left arm forward. You might adjust your right hand to be in a little bit different spot if it needs to move. And we're just going to lift arm and leg and touch down. So straight out, lift and touch down. So feeling that lift and then release. Lift and release. Again, you don't have to use a weight for this. Breathe. Keeping our head lifted so that we keep our neck in a comfortable position. Next time we lower, touch down, you're going to take that left arm, bring it straight by your side with your palm facing your body. And we're going to do a little lift this way. So a little tricep movement as we lift our leg. Lift our arms straight up toward the ceiling. Yeah, breathe. And everything back to the mat. Go ahead and bring the knee under you. Stretch back off of your hands for a moment. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So if you want to use a weight on your right hand, adjust your left hand where it might need to be as you extend your left leg back. Good. And we're going to reach arm and leg out, lift and touch down. Lift and touch down. Breathe. Probably want to exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower. The next time we touch down, go ahead and bring your right arm by your side, palm facing you, reaching straight back, and you're going to lift straight up behind you, leg and arm. Arm is close to our body, right? Get work into the triceps a little bit. And bring everything back to the mat. Go ahead and stretch back onto your heels. And we're going to come onto our belly. So if you want to have weights that roll, you don't have weights, you can just have your hands on the mat, the floor. So we want to bring our weights kind of wider than our shoulders a little bit and place the bottom of place our wrists on top if you're using weights. Okay. Otherwise, hands on the ground. Great. And just looking down between our arms, we're going to inhale. As we exhale, draw the shoulder blades down. Just pull the weights in toward you a bit and back out. So some back extension with the weights here. Pull shoulder blades down, roll the weights in, and roll them back out. And roll them in. So getting a little bit higher maybe as we get used to doing this, right? As we go up and back out. And then next time we go out, you can stay there. And we're just going to press the front of our pelvis into the mat. And reach our right arm and left leg and float them up and lower down. And reach and lift left arm and right leg and lower down. So pressing the front of our hips into the mat, we reach out. If you want to add the weights to it, you can, or you just float your arm up off the top of it, right? But we're lengthening our arm and opposite leg away from our center. And then when you're even on both sides, relax. Pick up your weights if you're using them. And we're going to bring them out from our shoulders. So straight out in that T position. We're going to press head and chest up off the mat. Float the weights. Float the arms up. Point palms toward feet. Stretch back. Pull the shoulder blades back. And lift up. And then just relax down for a moment. Arms by your side. Take a break. And then again, lengthening out and up, lifting up. We're going to point our palms toward the ceiling or the weights toward the ceiling here. And we're just going to pulse up, little tiny pulses. Okay? Weights toward ceiling or arms toward ceiling. Little pulse. Breathe. And relax down. And then again, lengthen out and up, lift up, float your arms, bring them back out to the shoulder height T position. And you can put your weights down, bring your elbows in towards you. So we're going to bring our arms into us, elbows in toward our waist and lower down. And then lengthen out and up. When you can't get any higher, press into your hands to come up into some back extension, little swan or cobra, however high you're comfortable, and lower back down. And one more time, lengthen out and up. You can't get any higher, pressing into the ground. And then coming all the way onto our knees, a stretch back to our heels. Give our back a little stretch here. You might like to open your knees apart. Good. And then bring yourself back onto our knees. We'll bring our right foot forward. So we're coming into not a lunge yet, but just in this position so that hip and knee are lined up, coming up onto the mat. If you're using weights, you can have them in your hands. We're just going to bring our arms into a goalpost here. Good. And then inhale. As you exhale, you're going to twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Two more. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. And center. Good. And then go ahead and bring your hands to the mat. Now, tuck your left toes. Lifting that left leg up if that's available to you for a lunge, one hand on either side of your foot, but you're welcome to keep your knee on the ground as well. So either way, take a little stretch in this lunge position. Okay. Anytime your leg wants to lower down to the mat, you can just box it down. And then let's just take our right hand to the outside of our right leg and twist and look over our right shoulder, feeling our left hip drop a little bit. And back to center. And then we'll bring our right knee under us, bring our left foot up. Find that position. Again, if you want to use weights, you can grab them. Arms and goalpost. Okay, just a different way to twist, right? So we get a different experience here. So inhale, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. 2 more. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. And back. And bring the hands down. And tuck your right toes and straighten that leg in a high lunge if that works for you, or leave your leg down. Always making sure that our feet are in line with our hips and not with each other, right, in the lunge. So taking a little stretch here in the front of our right hip and hip flexors. And then we can, with our right hand down on the ground, grab hold of our left knee, hug it in, take a little twist and look over our left shoulder. Right hip drop a little more. And coming back around to face forward. And then we'll bring our left knee under us and we'll come around to sitting. You have weights if you want them. I have to keep switching. So starting with your legs in a diamond, maybe, or you could sit cross-legged if you prefer. Right? And we're going to bring our weights out from our arm or out from our side with our hands on them. You're just going to one hand on one weight. Take it over as you roll that weight away. And bring it back. And one more time, stretch over, rooting the sits bones. And bring it back. And to the other side, a couple stretches. So bring that right weight roll away, take a side stretch. And back up. One more time. And then lift up. If you're able to sit in a straddle here, you can do just unbend the legs if that works for you, but you can sit differently. We're going to pick up our weights and we're going to sit tall, rotate over to one side. Let's go with that weight just to the outside of your leg, or you could put it in the inside if that's easier for you. Roll it towards your foot, rooting the sits bones. Roll it back in, pick it up, and center. Nice and tall, rotate. Put that weight down, roll it towards your foot. Rooting the sits bones. Good. Pull it back in and center. Rotate. And again, stretch toward that foot. Roll it back, lift up, and rotate. Roll it out. Feel it stretch in our shoulder and bring it back and lift up and around. Go ahead and relax your arms down in front and sit comfortably. We're just going to take a little moment to do just a very simple neck release. So as if you were lengthen the spine and as if you had a pencil on the end of your nose and you want to draw a circle in front of you. You're just going to take a circle like that with your head. So lengthening the spine. And then circle the other way. Breathe. All right. And thank you all for coming. I'm going to hit the button here.